Hey, welcome back to Pete Plays. Here we are playing Final Fantasy. Let's go into this town. It is depressing in Melmond. Alright, we need to talk to some people. Because we got here earlier and we bought a bunch of magic. Oh, speaking of magic, wait, there was one thing I wanted to do first, which was, why do I only have 2 level 3 spells? Did I forget to go back and buy one? I might have to do that sometime. Okay, first let's stay in the inn. Because I did a bunch of grinding for an episode that you'll probably see tomorrow. Oh, nice. It's only 100. All right. Let's talk to these people because it looks like the earth is falling apart. Restore the crystals to Grace. Who's Grace? The vampire attacked, destroying our church and leaving our city in shambles. Is there nothing we can do to stop the ruination of the earth? Restore the crystals to Grace. Are you Grace? I'm just a farmer. I'm just a farmer. In the cave on the southern tip of this continent lives a man named Sada. He is a wise man who knows much. What is my name? I've come all the way from Durgar to find out the spring hide of the earth's decay. Okay. I've heard that the ancients possess something with the power to make ships float in the sky. Okay. Long ago, a prosperous civilization thrived in the Northland. Now it's fallen into ruin. I'm just a farmer. Oh, wait, is this the one? Oh no, that's the level. Okay, that's the level 5 one. I was there already. Talk to me. Stop by my father's shop, okay? If the earth crystal regains its glow, life will return to the earth. The hills and valleys will again be green. I don't know why I made him Kermit the Frog. That was not intentional. She wants me to stop by her father's shop. I don't know where it is. The earth is decaying, and it's all the doing of the vampire that lives in the cavern of the earth. Our town is in such rotten shape because he's blocking the flow of power to the earth. Will you stop him for us? The Cavern of Earth is to the south of Melmond on a peninsula called the Devil's Tail. It used to be the closer you got to that cave, the more fertile the soil. Now it's such a barren waste. Okay. The giant living in the cave eats rocks. He'll eat just about any kind of rock, but I hear he especially likes gems. He can't get enough of them. Whoa! What do you do? Whoa. There is nothing I, the great genius Dr. Une, do not know. What? You've never heard of me? Inconceivable. I don't like you. Is there a shop in town? I feel like I don't know where a shop is. Yeah, I'm not seeing one. I mean, unless you were talking about unless you were talking about the magic shop or the weapon shop or something. Well, let's head to the cave. Let's look at the map here, the Devil's Tail. So we're going to walk all the way down there, which is something that I did. The reason it's there on the map is, wow, we made it. Whoa! Okay, let's do this. Oh, no. Well, darkness. Oh, you know what I realized? I don't really have any items. Dude, that rolled. Wasn't that much? I think we're going to have to make an item run. I make it? Yes. All right. Preemptive strike. Nice. Yo. Let's go. Yeah, I think we gotta make a. An item run, which is just fine because to get those level 3 spells, we're gonna have to go back to Elftopia anyway. So this isn't bad. You know, we're just getting in a little as we go grinding. Whoa! Sorry, everyone. Whoopsie. Oh, la, la, la. End his life. Cool. Yeah, we got to level up there. Cool brands. Cool brands. I mean to say that. Yo. I'm gonna do this because I'll just stay at the inn in Elftopia, just to kind of get me back. I've made enough money to pay for it already. Ping! Oh, you guys are so boned. Later. Oh, it kind of stinks that I only get 420 experience for that. Okay, Wolf. Yeah, so we're gonna check out that final level 3 spell that we want to pick up. Oh man. And we will stock up on supplies, and then we'll go check out this vampire. Because I'm a grown-up. Here we go. Is it this one? Okay, hold. Lowers the evasion or paralyzes an enemy. Let's lower... I mean, we haven't really seen any super evasive enemies. Let's do hold. Okay. Thank you. Take me to your item shop. It's over here. I think. Where is it? Ah, well. I guess I technically went the long way. Oh, okay. We need to stock up on, like, a bunch of potions. We have no Phoenix down. So we want a few of those. And then we've got the life spell. I'm gonna get a bunch of eye drops. Just to be safe. Got 8 antidotes. Let's just get a handful more just to be safe. Now, what is going to be helpful, I think, I don't want to go that way, is I know the undead spells, and if we're dealing with a vampire, that's going to be really good. That's going to come in handy to take on vampires and vampiric enemies. I would presume, I don't know for sure, but like, if vampires are not undead in your lore, what are you even doing? All right. So we're back on our way. We're gonna take care of these fools. I can't believe in 10 episodes how far we've come. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, hey, this game might end up going 50 episodes. I think several episodes ago, I was in the middle of a thought that was like, oh, how much is this going to be? And like how many episodes are we going to do? And is that going to like be cool for me to do, shoot. Is that going to be cool for me to, like, do another one of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters? Because, you know, like I said, I don't want this to turn into the Final Fantasy channel, but also, like, how many episodes of my 1030-ish are episodes of Final Fantasy, right? Like, a lot. uh, 50 times 2 of FF6, so that's 100 right there. 70 for FF7. 30 for FF4. That's 200. FF5 was about 70, so 270. So more than a quarter of... let's just go for it. More than a quarter of my channel is Final Fantasy. And I'm... Whoa! These guys are aggressive today. Let's get our fire on. Ah! Oh, dear. That's very bad. Oh, dear. Light that tiger on fire. Yo. Okay, let's go. We got to be careful with Tori. Patrick getting a little bit beefier and feeling good about it. So all that to say, like, I don't think it would be another X potion that rules. I don't think I need to start heading south. I don't think it would be like a problem for me to do a lot more Final Fantasy, and I would be fine with it. But I think I just want to remain cognizant of, like, what the channel is about. And it's about me having fun. And I certainly have fun playing Final Fantasy. But I think they're also one of the sort of secondary elements of the channel is like, hey, let's have fun playing different kinds of video games, like doing different things. And in some ways, like playing Final Fantasy 2, nice, Patrick and Justin both leveling up. In some ways, playing Final Fantasy games that I would never play because of, again, I'm searching around for the antidote. Because of these new Pixel remasters is just like a testament to, like, hey, games change, the way we think about games change, like, and it's cool for us to, like, come back to or go away from different games. Oh, this is good. So yeah, I don't know. Wow, this is... I don't love this. Okay, so... I think what I'm going to do is... I think there's anything over here. I like this little remake. The original one is a little bit more driving and aggressive, and this one is more sort of like Cosmo Canyon kind of sounding. Let's go up. Yo, that's a lot of guys. I don't have anything that will get those guys for me. I've got a full... I kind of don't want to use that right now. Okay. I should be able to bonk those guys out. Oh, did somebody miss? Ping! Okay, that didn't do what I wanted. I may not have gotten enough antidotes. Like, if I'm gonna... Doggone it. If I'm gonna run into this many spiders, like, literally every time I have a battle, I think I'm not gonna have enough antidotes. We'll find out. I do think I got antidote power in my white magic. Gee, many Christmas. Why are you trying to run away tonight, dude? Okay. Oh, I didn't heal Tori from that time that he got McBopped by a tiger. Okay. Yeah, dude, you can't run away. Get out of my face. 900. It's a pretty good chunk. Let's go. Antidote. And then we will potion it up. Boom, 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 boom. should be good. Here we go. Ah! Uh-oh. I don't like these guys at all. Okay, good. We get rid of them right away. Yes, okay, good. Those guys are no joke. Monsters! Earth Elemental. Oh, I kind of remember these guys. These guys pop up out of these treasure chests, and they're these gnarly-looking deuterinos. I'm trying to remember the best way to... I think ice magic is the way to go. Let's see. Maybe? I don't know. It's like 200. Okay. We're on 250. Whoa! Lots of experience there. We got 1975 Gil. Great year. Minotaur. Oh, we are running into so many gnarly enemies. Not so gnarly now, are we, huh, Mr. Minotaur? I'll find you in a maze, dude. Alright. Ogre Chief. We can wreck this guy. Yeah, dude! I'm a grown-up. Get out of my face. Oh, oh, there's nothing down there. Whoopsie! Okay. I want to go down to these before I go. So I'm going to go here. Oh, this isn't... I don't like this formation at all. Let's do that. Okay. Hey, dude, PD can take all the aggro in the world. I am fine with that. Okay, this should finish him. Yeah, yo, that was a bit overkill, maybe even. Oh, you jerk. Stuck. Mummy! Okay. Oh, boy. Okay. Oof. These guys are beefier than I thought. Okay, there we go. We managed to do it. We lucked out. Ooh, man. Yes. Tori, welcome to 200 hit points central. Oh, boy. Okay, let's see if we can... Ha-ha! Dodged! Oh, not so dodged there. 45! Oof. Okay. 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 Whew. Nice! Dude, Tori coming through with a knife. What have you got there? A knife! No! Alright. More items. Where's normal potions? Why? Why? Okay, here we go. Fine. Boom, 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 boom. Monsters! Got another Earth Elemental. I think we just hit him hard. I don't think I necessarily need... Yo! Yeah! I don't need magic spells for that dude right now. Heck yes. Got a potion. That wasn't very good. Okay. Alright, so I want to go out and around. Okay. There is a lot going on, but some of these enemy formations are eminently deal-withable. Like I'm not having a problem. This one's okay. Yeah, see, especially, man, picking up the preemptive strike is a big deal. Oh, man. I wish he hadn't defaulted to that one. But I should still get him for... Nice. Okay. Boy, we are flying. Monsters! Here's another one of these dudes. Dude, but I got the preemptive strike, so it doesn't even matter. Yo! That was... He loses. That one had more hit points than the other one, I think. An antidote. More monsters. Another preemptive strike, though. So... that wasn't quite as good. Not get him on this first turn. Oh, never mind. I do that. I do that so often. I'm like, I'm not gonna get him. And then I get him. Okay. So let's... Yes! Later. Yeah, so let's just keep going. Ah! He must have more than 61 hit points, but he does not have more than 112 hit points. I can do math. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. I wonder... I think it would just kind of be a waste. I kind of think, you know, what if I, like, stepped outside? But I think using, like, a sleeping bag would... I guess it would. I think I might actually do that. Do 300. I think that was my first hit of 300 or more. Ball game. See ya, gargoyle. More like gongoyle. Gongoyle sounds like a weird... The goyle was gone. Let's use cottage, because cottage is the big one, right? Tent partially restores. Yeah, let's do it. And we're sleeping in a little tent. Great. That should get everybody like pretty close to superpowered. Awesome. Let's safety save and dive back in. Mummy. Okay. Man, those guys are no joke. They are tough. Got him though. Boom. Dude, 300 apiece? Alright. Let's see, what do we got here? Whoa, where do I go? Okay, so there's a door over there. And there's a door over there. So I need to go... Oh my goodness. I'm trying to find the quickest way. Okay. So down, and then boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go here. And then from there, that door, all the way down, and then back up, and then to the thing. That seems like the most efficient way of doing this. Yo! Oh, they put the werewolf in the back, trying to hide him. Trying to act like we're not gonna just totally wreck these werewolves. Yo. Ping! Man, this is... I think I'm having such a blast doing this, and I think this would be less... Wait. Down. Okay. This would be less great if I hadn't played it. Yo! That's the first troll that we've seen. Oh my goodness. Oh, no messing around here. See if we can get rid of that. Yes! Dude, get rid of that Minotaur. Troll is no joke though. Oh, they heal. Okay, maybe we can get rid of them. A lot of hit points on that boyo. we go. That should do it. Boom. What do we get for this? 1,700. Yes. PD leveling up, becoming more strength. All you can upgrade is strength. Oh, we can deal with this one. No problem. Okay. I think I wouldn't be enjoying this as much if I hadn't played it, because now I know, like, how difficult the original game was, and in a lot of ways, how sort of artificially difficult it was. Monsters. Oh, a coral sword. What is that? Equip. Oh, that's not as good. Somebody texted me. Don't know who this number is. It doesn't matter. I want to know what this coral sword is all about. Coral sword. A sword that is effective against aquatic enemies. So I've got effective against dragons, effective against beasts, and I'm running into a lot of beasts. So maybe, I bet it ups the crit chances. Pretty much everything I'm fighting in here are beasts. So maybe I'll go 23 and 15. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll give it a try, right? Everybody's feeling okay, feeling fresh and ready to go. I got a tent. Tarantula. Wrecked. Not quite wrecked. Don't be poisoned! Yo, okay. I don't know if that was good or not, but doggone it. Okay. I mean, part of me wonders, like, how they define beast. Like, is a beast, like, any creature, any, like, animal? Or is it merely, like big beasts, like ogres? 330 Gilles. Oh. I'm gonna go down, left, down. Hilgigus! Oh dear. Let's try ice. Okay. Yo! Awesome! Okay, cool. Got it in one go. Get a lot of damage there. He'll get one turn maybe. No, he won't. Yo, that is the way to deal with those boyos, is to not even give them a chance. Ah, I took one step too. Ooh. Defend, defend, defend. Fida. Okay, so they've got their defenses up, so they'll take less damage. And so far, they have not been targeting Tori. Boom! This strategy works quite effectively as long as it takes them all out, which it does. Yo! Oh, I got Poisson, though. That stinks. Okay. Gargoyle. These aren't too bad. So the original Final Fantasy, I keep getting distracted from this point. The original Final Fantasy has a lot of, I guess, what I don't know that it's fair to call it artificial difficulty, because it's not built to be difficult in that way. I think what maybe we mean more like is, you know, 1986 is the early days of video gaming. Like, we're barely cresting the second, or like entering the second generation of console gaming. So we're still figuring out how to make video games. And yo, who's this guy? Check out this. Let's go potion. yeah, we're still figuring out how to make video games, right? So I don't know that it was like, ooh, let's make this video game longer by making it like this. I think it was more like, this is how we think of gaming when it comes to doing a role-playing game. Let's try to transfer that over into a console game. And some of those things were not as effective, and some things made the gaming sort of difficult, and some things have not translated well from 2nd gen into whatever gen we are in now, like 7th? Who knows? Hey there! Oh, it's just one of these boys. Okay, dude, like, I'm not afraid of you at all. Yeah. Wow, that didn't do nearly as much damage as the mithril sword, which kind of stinks. Yo! I mean, at least Petey has taken the aggro, but doggone. I think I'm going to go back to the mithril sword if I'm going to, you know, like, if I'm going to be running into more of those guys. Man, that wasn't... Gil, leather shield. Who could use a leather shield? Can anybody use a leather shield? No. 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 There's no way a leather shield is as good as an iron shield, so... Oh. Huh. Alright. No more more ogres than we're used to dealing with here. So I don't know, it's just one of those things that's like, hey, we kind of made it this way, and it has ended up being something that is obtrusive to the gaming experience. So I think one of the really cool reasons for a pixel remaster, an update of the game, is to say what parts of the game as it originally were made are getting in the way of the game as it is sort of timelessly. And that's difficult because I think it sort of commits the sin of presupposing that there is some ideal of the game out there. No, there's only the game as it exists. There's the game as it exists in the mind of the gamer. There's the game as it exists in the mind of the creators and the developer. There's the game as it exists in the form that it is being consumed in. This Final Fantasy game is not the same Final Fantasy as was the original, right? I need these bats to get out of my way. Oh boy. We're gonna do this move again. And hope. Nice. Alright. Okay. Okay. Ping! Yes! I love that strategy. So we have some sort of ideal of what the game is, and that is always in motion, and that's fine, right? Like, we can't escape that. I want to go down. Okay. And what we are doing, I think, is... I think I'll use Blizzard on this boyo. What we're doing is saying, like, in the moment we find ourselves, there's a way to kind of, like, do games and a way that people are used to doing games. And sometimes the oldness of games gets in the way of us enjoying the games. You know, just because of the way they're built. So we're going to tweak those things. And that's why I don't think that this is a matter of, like, oh, you've, like, ruined the purity of the game or something like that. Like, I think that's very silly. Because it's not about the purity of the game. It's about what do you enjoy about the game when you play it. And if you play a game and you don't love parts of it, what if you moved those parts around? I need to do more healing. What if you didn't have that, right? Because it's not about the perfect game. Where are my potions? There they are. Jiminy Christmas. it's not about that. It's not like about being in service to some sort of like mythical ideal of gaming. It's about how do I have a fun time playing a cool game. Oh my gosh, this is so big. This is the largest. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, so let's go to that door and then see where we find ourselves. This is turning into quite the episode, actually. I did not mean for it to be so, but I don't have a problem with it being so. Because I'm on a roll, right? Dude, get out of my life. Double get out of my life. Starting to, like, take some hits, though. Not gonna lie. Ah, crumbs. These enemies are starting to get pretty beefy. Okay, what do we got in here? Sleeping bag. That's nice. Well, where to next? Up? Oh, gee. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think we gotta go all the way up and then over and then down and get that boyo. If we can ever get there. There's too many. Time to use a lot of fire on these boys. Come on, just give me my turn. Just get poison again. Just give me my turn. And let me end it once and for all for this fight and not for all of it. That's something I'm really interested in and that I've begun to be able to articulate much better since listening to the podcast The Besties, where they talk about, it's a video game podcast. And I like a lot of their approach to it, which is they're not talking about this game is good because, this game is bad because. They're saying, this game worked for me because. This game was fun to me because. This game was not fun to me because, right? And I think that's a much different kind of conversation than the one you tend to find when it comes to media of this sort. I think we can bop these guys just like normal. Because you hear a lot of, oh no! Not this. Please not this nonsense. Oh no. Okay. I don't even know how to begin combating that. Am I going the right way? Yes, okay. I got, oh darn. I got over here a little bit quicker than I thought I would. I think the way to go is to... Ouch! Smacking me in the face! Dude. Get out of here. Bye! Oh, you know what I should be doing instead of using fire? I should be using my undead move on those guys, because I've got more of those. Monsters! Okay. Let's bop this earth elemental like it doesn't even matter. Oof! Yo, there we go. 250, 300, out of my life. Another massive gold, oh, gold needle. We gotta go back to our potions. Just to be safe, right? We're just trying to keep everybody healthy and happy. Okay, I'm going back up and then over. Okay. That was pretty good. Oh man, these Pisco demons are awful. I hate these guys. Look at them. They're straight out of Star Wars. The dude that made this had to have been like, hey, I gotta sneak some Star Wars into my game that I'm creating. Okay. Of course he gets the first move. You punkerino. Get out of here. Hi. Okay. Ah, so close. I thought I could make it. Not again. Crumbus. Yep. Keep taking that aggro, Petey. Patrick, I'm gonna need you to duck behind something. Yo! Oh, I thought we got him. Darn. Nice! We did. Cool. They only got 1 round of attacks off, which is really good. Let's go. Items here again. This is turning into P Plays the Movie, and I'm fine with that because it's Friday and we're having fun. Let's go 1 more there. And, why not? You know, this is my channel. I can do whatever I want. I got a bunch of cash. Okay. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go there. Okay. Wraith. Oh boy, we gotta get rid of these guys as quick as possible. Why didn't I just do the undead thing? Well, it's because I thought... Oh no! Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so afraid. After that happened, oh, I'm just so afraid that it's gonna happen again. Okay, get out of my way. Watch where you're going, you stupid bet! Okay.
Pisco demon. It's kind of like a Crisco demon.
I would not like to be involved with a Crisco demon. That would be difficult to fight. Very, very slippery. Oh, he tried to get away. Like a... Oh, Justin, no! Haha. Okay. Well, I'm glad I sort of learned to be able to articulate this idea of... Whoa! Not ready. Not ready for this. Y'all ready for this? Da-na-na. No. Da-na-na. No, 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 no. Okay, let's go here. Okay. This feels like the way to go. Oh, it's just an earth elemental. Okay. Well, we're gonna bot this Bjornger. Didn't make any sense. Later, man. I'm glad that I learned to articulate it in that way. It's just a room full of bats! You big... You, look what you did, you little jerk. Okay. Oh, just 2 of them this time. Ah! I'm messing up! I'm messing up! Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad I learned that language because it allows me to, like... I don't know, there's so many discourses that are so toxified by this idea of, like, what's good, and I have to let you know what's good. And this is something that I started to learn from Patton Oswalt. This idea that he was like, at a certain point he realized, I don't hate any music anymore. There's music I don't like, and that's it. Right? Like, that's as far as I go. Because it doesn't matter. Like, music isn't about... I used to... Can you get out of my way? Gee whiz. Music isn't about, I'm gonna be so good and tell you how to be good. And I still struggle with this sometimes because... Actually... No, back. Let's go defend, defend... Defend. Okay. Wrecked! Let's go! Ball game. I still am sometimes like, oh, this music is terrible. Like, why do people listen to it? Oh, this has got to be the boy. This has got to be the vampire boy. Aren't you glad we stuck it out for this? I feel great about this. Let's make sure we are as strength as we can be. Bum, 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 bum. What? Let's look at these swords again. Effective against beasts. A sword that is effective against spellcasters. Is a vampire a spellcaster? I don't know, so I'm not gonna try it. All things in this world are destined to end in death. The seal cannot be broken, and so the earth shall rot. Yo! He's a human man, and by man I mean vampire. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. Let's go, Bornjin. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's use Dia here. And let's go. Let's try this. Okay. This boss music rules. Yo! What in the world? It didn't even matter that I used haste. I just tossed him straight into the abyss, man. Dude. I dusted that guy like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yo. You obtained the Star Ruby. Not really sure what that's for, but I still get into random encounter. That's annoying. Oh no! Oh no! These guys can turn you to stone. So you gotta get rid of them real fast. Okay. Oof. A stone slab is set in the floor. An evil force seems to emanate from within. What? That's it? Hello? Am I missing something? I must be missing something, because I beat a vampire, and here's a stone slab, and now you're telling me that I don't have whatever it is I need, so I'm going to have to walk all the way out, and then walk all the way back in. I don't care. Whatever, this has been fun. We've had a really good episode. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you enjoy a little fun grindy episode tomorrow with a fun weird quiz. Just for funsies. And we'll see you next time on PETEPLAYS. Bye, guys.